What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about the top 10 scary Canadian myths. I love this title. I love this subject. I think this is going to be really interesting, fun, hopefully not too scary. You know what? I want it to be scary. I hope it's scary. You know what? Be scary. That's the point of this, right? The United States certainly has its fair share of urban legends, myths, stories. I don't know if we're going to be talking about some sort of true crime stuff here. I don't know how crazy this is going to get. I don't know how scary or crazy Canada can get. But I'm very interested to learn because, for the most part, a lot of the stuff that I've learned about Canada and reacted to about Canada has been very pleasant, very beautiful, touching, loving, very nice. So this is scary. This is myth. This is I don't even know what. But I'm looking to get a little perturbed, you could say, by what I see here. And I hope you're ready as well, because here we go. If it'll load. This is the most anticlimactic. Okay, I have to refresh it. All right. Fine.
Let's go.
Fine. All right. It ruined my perfect intro, but that's okay. Maybe that was kind of scary. It's kind of scary it didn't work at first. Ooh.
Headless ghosts and Titanic passengers roaming old Montreal, a man who was burned by radiation after a UFO encounter in Manitoba, Wendigo, which is a man-eating creature or evil spirit, has been spotted in the northern forests of the Atlantic coast and Great Lakes region of the United States and in Canada. I had no idea.
Oh my gosh. This is a lot. Okay.
That this creature was right here in my country, the Wendigo. The Wendigo is a mythical creature that has been haunting the woods of Ontario in the very same province and forests that I've been camping at. I've never come across one, thank God for that. I don't know what I would do.
The Wendigo? Wendigo? Never heard of that.
If I came face to face with a Wendigo. Alright, in the comment section, let me know what state or country you guys live in, and I'm gonna try to make a scary urban myths or urban legends video about the place that you live in, or let me know which places you want me to do an urban legends in. Well, how's it going, you guys? I'm your host for this one, Landon Do Not Sing, and welcome back to another most amazing top 10 video. So just letting you guys know, we have put out a crazy...
I'm probably gonna skip some of this intro. I want to get to the scary stuff. I'm sorry. Here we go.
With this list, this is the top 10 scary Canadian myths. First up, in at number 10, we have the Caddy Monster that has been spotted for the past 200 years. People in the coastal region of British Columbia, which...
What? Look at this thing. This is like, there's mythological sea creatures like this. Oh, what do you call it? There's an American version of this I swear I've heard of. Anyway, that's an interesting creature.
Which is on the west coast of Canada, has been spotting this creature right here. This is what people might have been calling the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, the Loch Ness Monster. Look at it. Wait, that looks like a bunch of rocks or something. Or is it the Loch Ness Monster? There's kind of a Loch Ness Monster in Canada. I mean, from what I can tell.
Full name of the creature is Catoborosaurus, but it's nicknamed Caddy because that's just way easier to say, and this is a folklore that has been passed down from generation to generation. Number 9, we have the Ghost of Christie Mansion. The legend starts off with Robert Christie, who first came to Toronto in 1848. He was a teenager. Well, he worked in a bakery until one day he owned his own company, Mr. Christie, and he was known for his famous cookies, and in the 50s he opened up a factory like 5 minutes from where I live.
So this is the ghost of Christie. Does that mean he's gonna meet some kind of terrible, scary death and haunt his cookie factory?
It's pretty crazy to think about it. I smell all those cookies. Although just recently it shut down, so that amazing smell, yeah, also shut down. Well, there's a myth about his mistress. Robert set up a secret chamber in his mansion where his mistress lived there secretly. The room she was hiding in, or maybe forced to live in, was room 29. Well, one night she hung herself. So now the legend has it that if you enter room 29 all by yourself at nighttime, the door will swing shut on its own and you will be trapped inside of it forever.
Oh my god. I wonder if there's videos or like YouTube videos out there of people purposefully going into that room at night to see if the door will swing shut or what'll happen. I swear there's gotta be people who have done this.
Just like Robert Christie's mistress was. Next up, number 8, we have the Tethys Lake Monster that looks like this. This looks pretty similar to the Gill Man in the movie from the 50s.
What on earth? Why are there so many strange sea creatures wreaking havoc in Canada? What is up with this? Look at this guy.
Well, this legendary creature was apparently spotted in Victoria, British Columbia. 2 boys have claimed to see this monster.
What is going on here? Is this a dramatic reenactment? Or did someone get a really up-close picture of him carrying someone away?
Monster emerged from the Tethys Lake beach, and they described it as a creature with silvery, scaly skin, sharp claws, and spikes on its head. This was reported back in 1972, and it actually made it into the newspaper right on the front of it. Police also investigated this claim, but there was no evidence found. There were also these 2 boys fishing on the opposite side of the lake who have also claimed to have seen the monster.
Man, I'd almost want to get swallowed by, who was the Loch Ness Monster? Oh, I forget the name. Maybe I can hover over it. Chrissy? Or the Caddy Monster. Yes, the Caddy Monster. Then this humanoid monster fish guy who could like walk up to you and carry you off. That's kind of scarier.
It seems like the monster has been spotted since the 70s, and somehow ever since then, it's able to stay in hiding. Number 7, we have the site of the famous Peggy's Point Lighthouse that is located in Nova Scotia, so we're talking about the east coast of Canada. This place is said to be haunted by a ghost of a woman named Margaret.
Oh, this is a good one. Like a spooky, scary lighthouse, you know? It's like the perfect place for a scary urban myth.
Who took her own life in 1800. Well, according to this local legend in Nova Scotia, Margaret was a survivor of a shipwreck that killed all of her children. During her grieving period, she would often wander the rocks at the edge of the sea. Well, one day her husband, in an attempt to cheer her up, was dancing on the rocks when she slipped and suffered a fatal head wound. It's like this woman is just really bad luck, so she decided to take her own life by jumping into the sea.
Wow. This is a good one. This is scary.
It's really bad luck, so she decided to take her own life by jumping into the sea. Ever since then, there has been so many reports of a mysterious lady in blue who looks like she's about to jump in the sea. And when people go...
Oh, that would be terrifying. If, like, dark evening time, mysterious, shadowy, floating lady jumping into the sea, you're all alone. That'd be scary.
To try to help her out, when they get closer to her, she just disappears. Like, where does she go? So now the ghost of Margaret lives on, haunting the province. Moving right along into number 6, we have the Sasquatch, famously known as Bigfoot.
Is Bigfoot... I mean, every American knows about Bigfoot, Sasquatch. Is Bigfoot a frequent traveler of Canada? I guess I've never really bothered to learn about where all the photos of him are from and where he likes to journey. Is he a Canadian myth?
I had no idea that this was actually a Canadian urban legend. Well, parts of North America...
Yeah, this picture. This is the famous one. Everyone in America has seen this picture. Yeah, I thought this was probably an American myth.
Primarily Oregon, Washington, and British Columbia. Well, these are the most common places Bigfoot has been spotted. Bigfoot is probably one of the most famous folklores in the world, and it's from my country. I mean, I don't know if I should be happy about that or terrified. Bigfoot are known to be these really huge ape-like creatures that are hairy and can walk like humans, and have been known to leave a really big footprints.
Yeah, I mean, he's so famous. He's in commercials, like funny commercials in America, has Bigfoot. Oh yeah, this video.
I saw that Bigfoot walking across the screen and I thought to myself, wow, they are real.
I'm not sure how Bigfoot at this point could be faked. I mean, how do so many people
Okay, I have to admit, I am pretty skeptical when it comes to this stuff. Although I do appreciate this shaky video of Bigfoot.
spot it, but yet it's still a myth today? Why can't we confirm
But I do find all these stories and myths, especially Bigfoot, to be good fun and very interesting nonetheless.
this damn thing already? Is everyone just making up stories? Is everyone a storyteller? Stories of Bigfoot has been around since the 1800s. I mean, could this be generations and generations of lying people? Alright, the legend and myths of Nana Bozo is up next on our list. And this shape-shifting trickster is at number 5. Nana Bozo is also known as Nanabush. Well, Nanabush's gender is undefined and changeable. Also, the Nanabush can appear as different.
Oh my god! If he showed up as this rabbit guy, somehow this would freak me out more than any other form. Just a human body and a rabbit head? No.
Animals. Nanabush most often appears in the shape of a rabbit, so I might actually have 2 Nanabushes right at home, and I'm pretty sure I'm terrified when I read this. What if my rabbits can actually understand every single thing I'm saying and they're plotting something against me? And they're just being patiently, because I've had them for like 4 years and nothing's happened yet. Well, the Nanabush myth is often told as children's stories.
Are all these myths so far, are Canadians actually familiar with some of these myths? Because I've only heard of Bigfoot. I haven't heard of any of these other ones as an American.
Moving into number 4. Okay, so apparently people actually believe that Ontario and Area 51 have a lot in common.
Yeah, Area 51. This is really famous in America. That's just this secret government location where they hide stuff, a lot of evidence that might have to do with aliens. I thought this was an American thing as well. Or there's like a Canadian equivalent to Area 51?
People actually believe that Ontario and Area 51 have a lot in common when it comes to aliens and theories around them. It is rumored that in Mississauga, the Lakeview hydroelectric power plant might be hiding aliens because people have seen multiple UFO sightings. At nighttime, people have seen orbs of light coming out of the building. I think it's just electricity, but people say otherwise.
I was gonna say, like, people saw a light on the building, and that's a reason to believe that it's an alien. It could just be a light.
People think it might be alien invasion. Underneath the hydroelectric power plants, there are sewer lines, and that's apparently how the aliens are able to get around undetected. I guess the aliens did a bad job at that because people have reported seeing them. Let's move on to the St. Louis ghost train that has been seen floating in the air at number 3. Let me take you guys over to a tiny village of St. Louis, which is located in Saskatchewan.
Oh, I was gonna say, there's a St. Louis in America. I was like, what's going on here? This is the Canadian St. Louis, and it has a ghost train. See, that's the kind of thing I like. A lot of these are about scary individuals wandering around the earth, and I was hoping for something like this, like a floating mythical ghost train. Like, that is cool.
Try to spell that word for me. Alright, this tiny village was able to put itself on the map because they have been known for a pretty bizarre legend about an abandoned train wreck. People have often reported seeing strange floating lights moving along the train tracks during the nighttime. These sightings have gone way back to the 20s, and generations after that have also claimed to have seen these floating lights at nighttime. In the 80s, the track were actually removed, which made it impossible to see train lights because there's no train. How can a train be somewhere with no train tracks? But somehow people were still able to see a ghost train.
Still train lights. Still indications of a train when there's no train track. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
People also claim to see a man who died during the construction of the tracks. Number 2. Okay, sorry, that actually freaks me out as well, but we're gonna be talking...
I don't know. I feel like that was unnecessary. Sorry, my soul left my body for a second. And I'm rebooting. Okay. No, there was no real reason for a jump scare there. I'm gonna make sure to turn the volume down on that before I upload this, so that there's not a super loud screaming voice in all of your ears or coming out of your computers. But for me, right then, before I lowered the volume for you guys, that was an extremely loud, piercing scream. Okay. The screaming tunnel, of course. That's like, what is the purpose of this? So I can know what it's like to visit the Screaming Tunnel, I guess. Okay.
About the spirit of a girl who haunted the Screaming Tunnels. The tunnel is known as the Screaming Tunnel or Blue Ghost Tunnel. I call it Never Enter Tunnel. It was built in the early 1900s. It was used as a pathway for farmers to use. Well, there is a story about how the tunnel caught fire when a girl was inside of it. The girl ran screaming from the fire trying to get away, but she was burned to death.
See, this is more of a classic scary story to me. Very simple. It's centered around this location, the tunnel, and she ran through it on fire, screaming. So now, to this day, if you visit, you might hear her screams. That is like classic, peak classic scary story right there. So, aside from the screaming at the beginning, I like this one.
Some believe that this little girl's father might have burned her alive in the tunnels. You could still go inside of the tunnels today, but you should only go if you're brave enough. So be warned. For me, I'm not brave enough.
Oh, I would never I don't even believe in half this stuff at all, and I would never climb in there and to the Screaming Tunnel.
I'm never gonna experience that tunnel. Apparently you can actually feel and hear the girl screaming in the tunnels.
An abandoned railway tunnel in Niagara Falls, which has a special significance. It is the birthplace of an infamous urban legend. For decades, people have hiked through the woods to catch a glimpse of the ghosts in what locals have christened the Screaming Tunnel.
Oh yeah, it doesn't surprise me actually. I bet all sorts of scary sights around the world it attracts people. Certain kinds of people are really attracted. They want to go to the Screaming Tunnel and stuff like that.
I do live about an hour away from the Screaming Tunnel, but I don't think I'm ever going to enter it. What do you guys think? Should I go there? Should I bring a camera? Should I record it? I mean, I am a YouTuber. And finally, and at number 1, we have Wendigo. That has been haunting people in the woods, possibly haunting me in the woods of Ontario, in the exact same forests that I've been camping at.
Wendigo? Is this Wendigo? Oh my god. It's like a humanoid creature that roams the forest? Okay. There's some sorts of American myths kind of based around this idea.
The Wendigo might appear as a monster with some characteristics of a human, or as a spirit who has possessed a human being and made them become monstrous. It is historically associated with murder.
The Wendigo has the ability to possess human beings and turn them into cannibals, murderers, as well as cause them to have insatiable greed.
Oh, the Wendigo possesses you. It doesn't just kill you or eat your brains. It possesses you and makes you do horrible things. I like that. That's much more nuanced. I like this story.
Some indigenous people believe those who destroy the environment have been possessed by the Wendigo.
Okay, that footage was actually from Charlotte on her other channel, Life's Biggest Questions. You guys should go check it out. I'll also link Life's Biggest Questions channel in the description down below. It's a really awesome channel. Well, that's it for me on this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.
Wow, Wendigo. I've never heard of Wendigo. This was by Most Amazing Top 10. Okay, I like that. I did like that, except for the screaming. That Screaming Tunnel. Aside from that, I really liked this. I basically hadn't heard about any of these myths, which shouldn't be all that surprising. They are Canadian myths. But I would be interested to hear about if these are myths that, you know, average Canadians are familiar with. I can't say I'm up to date with every American myth, but some are so popular, some are so, on the cusp of popular culture in America that you just can't help but hear about them. So maybe Canadians are familiar with these myths. Either way, I find this stuff to be extremely interesting, very fun. I don't feel like I'm one who's easily scared unless you pop up a screaming tunnel randomly while I'm listening to a YouTube video. Otherwise, I just find most of this really interesting, especially when I've never ever heard about it before. Anyway, if you found this video interesting as well, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canadian culture, stuff in Canada that I've never heard about or experienced before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.